Yes,
real,
it
that's not
is.
true.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
diplomatic
I
all
will
the time.
I will record it next time.
All right. We'll have to record it.
Yeah.
And
5 days later on
accidentally
YouTube.
leave the
You
stream
suck!
on.
I don't like Obama. Why did you say that?
But in any case, TVZ on Daybreak coming right up.
So here we are, guys, like we promised, with only the best matches ever here in the YGory's Master League. My name is Yegwen, with me casting is the Jack Attack. Now together we will introduce you the best players ever. Here he is, spawning as the blue and slimy Zerg in the top right corner of Daybreak map. His name is
Liquid Snute.
and in the bottom left corner of the same map, and he will be contesting the Zerg for space for the living. He wants to have a jacuzzi in his backyard. Will the Zerg allow it for it? And his name is
Go0dy.
awesome. Someone on the chat says, "You guys are in love, right?"
Obviously. I mean, I'm pretty sure. That's,
yeah,
I mean... That's true, right, Yegwen?
Yeah, our arguments, yeah, I love you, but our arguments got to a level where some of the marriages don't even get, so right now we feel pretty
we're high
strong
level.
about
We're
it.
high level. It's like we're grandmaster debaters, as it were.
Yeah, it's like the Flintstones level, I mean Fred and Barney style.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we do have some fanciness coming out of Mr. Go0dy in the middle of the map.
Oh, Go0dy likes to do this against the Zerg, but he gets very mad and upset, and he looks like a very mad dwarf. And you don't like to be insulting a dwarf. I mean a dwarf from Lord of the Rings, of course, for those of you who haven't watched. He will start swinging at you with an axe, but hopefully Snute will not scout it. Which is kind of surprising, because Snute is one of those guys who always scouts his surroundings, and he would be usually checking for this place.
Yeah, I think game one is sort of, you know, alright, cool, here we go, alright, we're getting into the game. And a lot of players will not really get deep into the mind games, like, oh, he's going to cheese me, he's going to do this. In the middle of the series, it's more like, okay, he's ahead, he could cheese, blah, 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 blah. But starting off right off the bat, game one, this is going to be rough. The bunker is starting.
Oh, and
This is gonna
Snute
allow
will know. This is everything that you need to know. If you see the bunker, that's it. The Reaper is here, and you know how Snute will defend this. I say with difficulty.
Definitely with difficulty. Oh, look, he's going to get the SCV. He needs to make it out
Oh
of
well,
there.
will he? Oh, but you know, Go0dy had a chance to block off the SCV. Oh my
Gets it
god!
right before. Just a couple of hit points left. There is no second SCV on the way, so it's going to be.
Oh, but the
Reapers
Reaper
all the
will
way.
take down the Spine Crawler. It always happens. Yes, it has to be taken down. And the gas saving is here, but the Reapers are also as well. And Go0dy just continues the Reaper production, and in his main base he goes for an orbital command. Now he'll be placing the slug supply depots and just making sure that he deals as much damage as possible.
And he is dealing quite a bit of damage. Hasn't lost much of anything yet, and he's already dealt 318 resources so far. Oh man, the Reaper goes down there.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Really needed to keep that. Really needed to keep that alive. The oh, is he going to cancel his bunker as well? He is looking at it. He should be canceling at the last moment. But yeah, really need to keep your Reapers alive with this. With this rush, the big advantage of it is that you can continually stack up your Reapers and get the damage done and heal while you're out of combat. If you don't do that, the Reapers just straight up in engagements do not do well against pretty much any unit.
But it seems Snute has it, and it seems also that he did not overreact with the Zergling production. Some players would just go, oh my god, what's going to happen? And then produce mass links, but we already see Snute droning
Oh, he's
up.
going to jump right into a bunch of links here. Should be able to get out in
there.
time. Yes, he does.
So nice.
Yeah, and that's the issue with Reapers on this map. There's just like Blink on this map, there's not a lot of area to work with.
Yeah, you know, the Reapers, maybe if one of them sacrifices himself to carry the other one over this huge gap here, maybe that would work, but I don't really see it happening. Now, Snute did a very nice job of not overreacting, and if we check the worker count, Snute is actually ahead, which is so freaking nice. Oh, and Go0dy exploiting this positioning. Now he's in there with the Reapers, although
Ooh,
one
that
of
red
them
Reaper's
is
right in
very
the front.
sick.
He's gonna get
Oh,
down. A lot of Zerglings going down here, though. Despite the fact that he is gonna finish off these couple of these Reapers.
Now, normally I wouldn't mind being
went down.
surrounded by queens, but here, I mean, it's a different scenario.
Yep, and so phase 1 done. Go0dy 26 supply, Snute almost 50. Not a very successful opening for Go0dy here.
No, not at all, really.
He's going to be following up with the Banshee. He did build one Hellion at home, looks like, for defense. And he's finally starting up that expansion, but he's going to be so far behind Snute economically. It's going to be very difficult to catch up here.
Yeah, 23 units, 23 SCVs against 42. And what is Go0dy doing? Oh my god, he's going for the good old style of 2 additional expansions. Now, is this too ballsy or what?
Well, if he can manage to keep Snute in his base with all this harass, he might be able to get away with it. And at this point in time, he's so far behind that he has to do something like this to get ahead. Either a really big attack or a really big economic play. Playing it safe right now is not really an option for Go0dy.
Yeah. So Reapers are continuing to harass alongside with the Reaper, but there's a Banshee on the way as well. What do you think will happen of that?
Well, we have 1, 2, 3 queens out right now. The bases are connected by creeps, so they'll be able to have a decent amount of mobility here. I don't know. He's already shown the Banshee, so Snute knows what's going on, and he's actually gonna just start sending Zerglings across the map. And this is gonna work out really nicely. It's a very good timing. There's only 1 siege tank, and he can avoid the radius of it and go around and kill these SCVs if he wants to. He's gonna take a couple of hits here. But again, he avoids most of the damage, and all of these Zerglings going into the base of Go0dy. Go0dy's going to have to retreat, cancel these refineries, hopefully, and he's moving in with a little bit of harass his own in the main of Snute as it is.
Does he have the nice new skin of the Marine, by the way? We haven't had a look at this. Yes, he has. They have longer rifles. I wouldn't read it into it too much. I think Freud would have something to say about it, but
definitely.
Yeah, but Marines are just exploding as usual in the flames of siege tanks. That always happens. And Snute just seems to be intent on following up with aggression. He's going for Baneling Nest and also Lair and Roach Warren. So he will be already on 3 bases. That's a nice transition, really.
Yeah, he's gonna come over here and check the 3rd. There's not a lot of defense here from Go0dy. 2 siege tanks are not going to be enough against this force. Here come the Zerglings running in.
Oh, when the Hellion is so much out of the position, the siege tank gets surrounded by the Zerglings. The Banshee is trying to help, but it doesn't deal enough damage. There's a single Viking on the field, but Go0dy, it seems he doesn't have enough attention right now to send it off for scouting and dealing with the Overlords. Now, the very important role... Yay! He listened to me. So, the very important role of a Viking is that you just build a single Viking as a Terran, and you send it around the map scouting for potential Overlords, because Zergs like to have Overlords around the map, and, you know, even if you get 3 kills, that's still for free when you're having that Viking, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I love this creep spread so much from Snute. There aren't a lot of players doing this right now, but I really think it's a big advantage. He spreads creep in his main base, not just out towards his opponent, but he spreads it about in the main base so he can deal with things like Banshees and air harass. He can move his units quickly to defend against drops in all situations.
Well, maybe he just had a bad sneeze, I mean, you know.
One of the queens in the main was sick and just sneezed up a couple of queens.
What's this?
Like, well, I guess they might as well spread the creep.
Yeah. There was
a little bit of scouting
Reaper
coming in. He's going to see the 3rd, and Go0dy is also going to see... Oh, no, he doesn't see the 4th base at all. So he doesn't know the 4th is down, and that the 5th is down as well.
There's a question on the chat if this is a tournament or not. This is a tournament. Jägerisk Master League it is called. We will show you the brackets between the games. The brackets are quite sick. Only the best European players have came. And now, getting back to the game itself, we have a very important transition straight into Mutas. Now, of course, Go0dy is switching to his style. I'm not really sure that Snute should be switching to Mutas, in fact, because Mutas against Force, not so effective as a good diplomat would say.
Absolutely. And not so good. Not quite what he wanted, maybe.
Not as highly superb as you would expect.
Ooh, wow. I've been training you well. That was a nice one.
Yeah, next time we see each other, I will cut your head off with a lightsaber.
Oh my god. That is not diplomatic at all. Big hits from the Thor there. But he looks like he's going to be able to get away and heal up those mutas. I do not believe he lost any of them. So, nice harass. He's going to contain Go0dy on 2 bases. And Snute is just going to take the whole map in the meantime.
Yeah, and that's what Snute does the best. I mean, whenever you leave Snute lying, he's like... I don't want to make that comparison, but I have to. He's like the pack of ham you have in your fridge. If you leave it lying for too long, it will start growing, and that's what Snute does. He's a proper Zerg.
The proper fungal, disease-ridden, infested Zerg.
Yeah, with bogeys on top.
Yeah, bogeys on top, absolutely. And he's going to be snooting all of his bogeys all over this expansion as well as this expansion and this expansion, just everywhere he goes. Says, all right, Go0dy, you want to do 2 bases against me? That's great. You're never getting a 3rd.
But again, getting back to the original Muta argument, Mutas against Force not do so well, and right now Go0dy just moves out on the map, and Snute, to be honest, doesn't really have anything to stop him with. He has to follow with the Muta harassment, and he has so many of them, god damn it. Now, with 20 Mutas, what will you do if it all just gets shot by Marines? Oh, the Widow Mines! Not too much damage, only 2 Mutas down. The Viking come in, there's a couple more Widow Mines, and Go0dy will try to defend it, but the Mutas will shortly be cornered.
Spreading out the Widow Mines, close. Oh, another big hit. This splash damage is bruising all of these mutas up. He's going to go into the corner and heal up probably before he gets out of there. But in the meantime, Go0dy has secured the area for his 3rd. He'll land it now. Hey, there we go. And these mutas are just going to keep being an issue.
But
really
then
nice
we need
action.
to ask ourselves a question. Are they a real... Oh, yeah. That was the bad point of a good joke, but what we have here is just mutas, and it seems that Go0dy is in a world of trouble right now. However, when we check the workers, oh my god, why does Snute have 105 workers? I'm not really
because
sure.
he's a Zerg player and Zergs love workers. He's going for Swarm Host, 17 coming out right now. Huge tech switch here. And he's going to have the ability to make tons of spine crawlers and spore crawlers to aid them, which is very powerful with in combination with the Swarm Host.
Yes, and going straight for the Hive Tech, evolving Enduring Locusts, which just makes them such a high range siege unit. But you know, if we check the losses tab, we see that Snute has sustained 2 times as many losses. So even though this situation looked kind of dreadful for Go0dy, in fact wasn't. Now Go0dy moving out with a huge force of Widow Mines.
We have the Widow Mines.
Uh-oh, what will they do?
They're gonna move right on top of everything and burrow.
Oh, and goodbye Locust, bye-bye. But then, so many Locusts survived. And Go0dy has just, what?
Go0dy GG's. My guess, we don't know for sure, my guess is the Widow Mine AI, he was expecting it to kill all of the Swarm Hosts, and he was in range to kill all the Swarm Hosts, but yes, they all grouped up and attacked the ones that were really close, and it didn't work out very well. So, unfortunately...
I mean, viewers on the chat right now say, oh yeah, Go0dy couldn't expand, but that's not the only explanation. Go0dy tried to take down the Swarm Host with the Widow Mines, which was a perfect idea. Widow Mines, if they burrow, they just don't get damaged, even with the Widow Mine blows. So it was a cool idea, but what we should have done instead is just to get back. I mean, Snute so far has sustained far heavier losses than Go0dy, and Go0dy could have got back to that game easily. He had a nice force of siege tanks and also force. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's Go0dy. It's his choice. We'll be going into... He just could say, oh yeah.
The issue was, yeah, he was all in with that attack. He needed to make that attack work, and because the Widow Mines couldn't deal the damage he was hoping for, he just couldn't finish it out. Yeah,
so anyway, guys, we'll be going into a short commercial break, so don't go anywhere. You're watching YGuys TV. My name is Yego, and with me casting is the Jack Attack, and yes, guys, we are in love, as someone on the chat has suggested. Sorry, wives and girlfriends.
We'll just have to not tell them.
Yeah, the bad part about not telling is that I'm yelling throughout my whole apartment and my wife can hear me. Oh, why are you asking a signature of mine, my dear wife? What? A divorce? Okay, we don't have kids, it should be easy. Alright guys, so right now Go0dy is having a nice mana break. In the meanwhile, I'll just drink up my health potion. Which, if you wonder, is just plain old tomato juice. Which does wonders if you're doing a commentating job. I mean, I could speak for 10 hours straight commentating on a LAN party here at Poland with just a bottle of tomato juice. It does amazing stuff for your throat. You can just carry on, you can yell all you want, you can do the orc voice, you can do all the Viking voices, and all of that jazz. You can also do the Gandalf voice, you shall not pass, good sir, or melon. But you know, your throat never gets tired with the good old tomato juice.
I might have to start doing that myself. I'm not 100% sure. I'm a big fan of the tea and honey option, but sometimes I get to the end of the cast and my voice is just shredded out. Yeah. So we'll have to try that eventually, I think.
Someone needs that Viking face. I think it traveled in time to the future, and you know, I just got smacked by one last bit of Viking's thoughts, and this is why I can do a Viking face nowadays. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Let's introduce the players themselves. Here he is, spawning in the top right corner as the blue slimy Zerg. His name is
Liquid Snute.
Awesome. Now spawning here in the bottom left corner, also very determined to get a victory, but sometimes getting frustrated and recently not in his best shape. His name is
Go0dy.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. So, Cloud Kingdom is the map. We have a little bit of time before things get started. We have no early pools happening, and the supply depot is coming down as normal. Do you think Go0dy will go for his 2 barracks Reaper play?
He can do that.
I can do that.
He can usually do that whenever he wants. That's a very effective way to start, but then we don't have a gas yet. The biggest indicator of going Reaper recently is just going for Refinery before Barracks. That's like the ultra fast Reaper. And one other thing that needs to be pointed out, as of recently, we don't have so much SCV scouting. And Jack, would you care to explain the audience why that is?
Yeah, you can open up without sacrificing your normal build. You can open up now supply depot, barracks, refinery at the normal time that you would be if you were going for a refinery. Nothing special. You can still get a Reaper out off to the base of your opponent and scout the same thing that you would scout with your SCV. Now the advantage of this is that your SCV is not out there on the map dying, it is in your base mining, and that's 44 minerals or gas per minute that you have additionally, which allows you to expand faster or do pretty much anything else faster.
Yeah. So, we have a Reaper on the way, and that Reaper, as you said, Jack, he is going to be a scout. So,
Yeah.
a scouting party, he will try to get the badge for helping old people cross the street, but as soon as he realizes that he's in an alien base, that scout will say, "Oh my god, they didn't teach us that at the course." And, you know, he will sadly go back to the base and say, "Guys, we have no badges for what you asked of me."
Yeah, we were going for reactor. This is interesting. Sometimes Go0dy likes to throw down a second barracks and make a lot of Reapers, 4 or 6, and try to do a lot of damage. But he's moving into reactor play, and he's going to be taking expansion as well. Really tight build. You can see that he only mined 100 gas from his refinery in order to do this exactly, and now he's just starting to put the workers back on gas. So really, really tight build. Very cool to see.
And that's like you said, a very tight build, similar to what Zergs are sometimes doing, with only getting enough gas for the speed upgrade. And you know, he just got the the reactor, the Reaper, and now he's going to continue Marines production and go straight into an expansion. He also pulled off workers from the gas earlier, now putting them back, but you know, he already has the base he's working for.
Yep, so that allows him to get a little bit of extra minerals and expand just a little bit sooner, which is always nice to do. Ooh, and he's going to get a free Overlord here. Snute being a little bit sloppy, not pulling in the Overlord before it's time.
Oopsie daisy.
And Go0dy's going to get a little bit of free lunch action. And who said there's no free lunch?
I mean, if I were a Marine personally, I wouldn't shoot down an Overlord that's flying directly above me. I mean, all of those guts and bloody pieces that fall down on your head. I imagine that cleaning your armor and the rifle is a big mess, but hey, those are Go0dy's Marines.
Yeah, I definitely would also try, you know, take a couple of steps back, fire off those last shots. You know, because then think about it, you got all this Zerg guts all over your suit. You got to go back to the base and get hosed down and get your armor shined up before you're ready to go again. Just a big hassle.
Exactly, so you should get the Overlord to 1 health and then hide behind a pile of rocks and throw a stone at the Overlord.
Yep, I mean, Dustin Browder would be all about that. Another use for rocks.
Yeah.
But yeah, also, I mean, think about it. When you go inside your house, you're tracking Zerg guts all over your place, you know? Whoever you're living with, you know, your mom, your wife, your dad, you come in like, oh my god, you made a mess of everything. And now you got to clean it up. This whole time, you're supposed to be fighting a battle against the Zerg. I mean, That's at least 10 minutes gone. I mean, matches only last, 20, 15 minutes on average.
Yeah, guys. So Go0dy already having this bunker here. Sorry, I couldn't really follow on your point. I find it difficult. I just have to switch to other topic. If you don't mind that, please.
Oh, no, of course.
Yeah,
we are now in full game mode, I believe.
Yeah, so all pleasantries aside, we have Snute switching for our lair and also going for, oh, the 4th hatchery. That's kind of nice. Now, this is what I told you earlier. Snute is like a pack of ham that you leave in your fridge for too long. It just starts to grow and it expands to other shelves, and it kind of conquers the cucumbers, it conquers your cabbage, it conquers your cheese eventually. So
Yep.
you have to be careful how you're dealing with Snute.
Yep, Snute is the ham, even conquers the cheese over time. Very nice. But yeah, and this may be a play, this may be a meta play just on Go0dy, because he tends to be less aggressive. He tends to want to get into his nice little 3-base or 2-base setup, get a really strong push and push out. So Snute responding to this is just expanding like crazy. And like we saw in the game at Daybreak, it's just really, really hard for Go0dy to keep up.
And Snute's style also, when he is doing so many expansions, Snute's style assumes that he will be just having a ton of workers more than what would usually be advised. And that is still cool, because he doesn't win capital battles, no, he wins small engagements around the map. And he is focused on reproducing at the top speed. That's a very nice style of play, which we don't see too frequently. Players, the Zerg players, usually focus on having the optimum number of workers for free bases, a couple more for the buildings and spine crawlers if you need them, but in general they want to have as big of an army as every other race. But what Snute does is he says, oh yeah, screw the army size, I want to have a ton of mutas right now! And that's exactly what he does.
Yep, and that kind of a thing is what allows him to do those huge tech swings. All of a sudden to just be like, all right, I'm gonna build 17. I'll build what the hell? Swarm hosts. Yes, build 17 swarm hosts. I'll build 40 mutas. Whatever it might be that Snute wants to build. He can say, I think it's about time for this unit, and bam, he's got an army of them.
Yeah. Someone on the chat, that's so freaking nice. He made it seem like a chat, like a comment deleted or message reported, but someone said just Vespine depleted. You guys are nice. You're beautiful, intelligent people. But anyway, we need to get back to the game itself. Even though I would love to spend more time on the chat with you. Exactly, and Go0dy is intent on doing a ton of damage. One overload blocking an expansion of Go0dy, which he will not be so happy about. But now, having the Marines in the mix, instead of Widow Mines and Siege tanks that are not Siege, that's actually a good move, because then he will be able to run back and micro with them. It seems Snute will be losing this expansion, although Go0dy is kinda getting overzealous with this.
Yeah, and here come the mutas. There are a lot of Marines. And the Thor is going to make a big difference. He's going to turn around. He's got a lot of roaches to help out. But
it's a trap.
Roaches not going to do very well against the Thors either.
So eventually Snute is just putting this expansion back here. Now, the mutas try to catch the siege tanks.
Nope.
Did you see that Torch only fires one bullet? And mutas go straight for the orbital command, making it more difficult for Go0dy to expand. There's also a roach run by, so this orbital command, it will be having a ton of difficulty of being established later on. Go0dy managed to start repairing it, but the position...
he just is barely going to get it out in time. But the point is, we have the same thing. Snute taking a lot of bases, a lot of economy, not overcommitting with the aggression, and just making sure that Go0dy doesn't get a third base.
And it seems Go0dy is up to his limits when it comes to dealing with multi-pronged attacks and just having this immobile army, and Snute is exploiting the hell out of it. And the 4 goes down, the second one gets focused. Will it survive though? Oh no, it falls down. There's only one single Viking and a couple of Marines in the bunker, and Go0dy defends this.
Yeah, I was waiting for a big sort of push of units after this, because it seemed like he was just running into the big army, making a sacrificial play to just sort of replace with something else. But It's not the case at all. He just sort of built some more mutas and some more drones, and attack did not go very well for Snute. In the meantime, though, this third base still not going down for Go0dy. He is on a timer. He can only pull this off for so long.
So where do you think this game will go from now? I mean, a lot of mutas have been killed, and if you check the losses tab, again, you know, the losses just pile up for Snute, but he doesn't mind that. He has twice the many expansions, so why would he mind losing a couple of units here and there? Now the increasing problem for him will be the amount of force that is growing, and you can just magic box around the force for only so long. After that, you just have to have a different unit to deal with those.
Yep, going for the Swarm Hosts again, giving me Enduring Lotus upgrade as well as the upgrades for the Locust themselves, +1/+1. He's gonna sacrifice that base.
Yeah, he has to sacrifice it now. What will Snute do to counter this? He's going for Swarm Hosts and also finishing +1/+1 upgrades on the Zerg ground units, and also establishing another base just to trade for what he has lost. In that sense, he didn't lose anything pretty much right now, but Go0dy is moving in.
Yeah, he's got a pretty decent spine crawl wall set up, but it's not in a good position to defend from this angle, and he's going to be able to take those spine crawlers out one by one. He's setting up with the Swarm Host when he can. He's waiting for that cooldown to finish, but this is a really strong push from Go0dy. He's waiting for the upgrades to finish, but he doesn't have the time. He has to go in now.
Oh, and the mutas just explode! The mutas just explode in bits and pieces flying everywhere. Only a couple of flying trumpets left. Now we have Go0dy with siege tanks on the ground, and he should be able to clear this, although, oh my god, the Swarmos! I mean, the Locusts just take down the rest of the army. Just a couple of Swarm Hosts, such a huge battle turner.
Really great play there. Snute defending with just enough of what he needs, and now he has this really strong Roach Swarm Host composition and +2/+2 on the way.
Swarm Hosts, so nice. And Snute, I love the fact that he is using them. Remember when Heart of the Swarm was launched? Like 90% of the players just didn't bother to go for Swarm Host. They played good old style from Wings of Liberty, and they didn't really care for any new units. Nowadays, seeing Vipers, Swarm Host, all that stuff is much more popular, which I love about Heart of the Swarm. And Go0dy is again
Go0dy just going for it here.
Oh, and he has to, because the other option is fight with the huge Swarm Host wave, which he doesn't have units for. He probably would be better off with a couple of Banshees to deal with that, but who I am to judge.
Yeah, and here we are. A lot of drones going down. With a lot of drones left over,
and the Roaches
not
go
too much
in.
of a big deal.
The Roaches
It's
go
going to
in
be
for
a
the
huge
kill.
sandwich here. This looks like the end for Go0dy. He's only on 2 bases. He's never been able to get that 3rd base up, and again, we have Snute crushing through. He has superior supply, he has superior army, he has superior economy.
And Go0dy, GG's! Oh my god,
Excellent play by Snute.
Already with 2-0 lead in this this lower bracket section of the tournament. You don't want to be losing 2-0 when you're in the lower bracket. You want to have at least a little bit of comfort, and the lower bracket is at least some comfort. But losing 2-0 in a best of 5 series, that just gives Snute the plenty of room to sit back and enjoy the next game. But anyway, more of that after a short commercial break. We'll be back with you in 3 minutes. Then we'll talk you through what tournament this is, what's the bracket, who's participating, and all that jazz. My name is YEGO, and with me casting is the Jack Attack. You're watching YEGO TV. Alright guys, we're going up into the next game now. Snute is already up with 2 points of the lead in this best of 5 series. Guys, you're watching YGory's Master League, which is a monthly league sponsored by YGory's TV. This is basically us saying to esports, you're awesome, we want to invest in you. And we are doing a ton of stuff right now. We have 2 show matches every week. We have free Heart of the Swarm giveaways every single stream. We do our best to become a good part of this community and help it grow and become bigger and bigger. So anyway, if you're wondering how to claim your free Heart of the Swarm copy, just stay until the end of the stream. That's when the giveaway happens, and the only thing that is required of you is to reply on the chat while you are called, and that's really it. So getting back to the game itself, Go0dy is now hanging on a thread. He may just drop from this tournament, Jack. Oh my god.
Yeah, he definitely might. Snute, one of the strongest players in this tournament, in my opinion, absolutely taking advantage of the fact that Go0dy is not harassing a lot in the beginning of the game. He's not putting a lot of aggression in the beginning of the game, and Snute says, okay, well, I'm going to take the entire map, make 1,000 drones, and then kill you, which is what we've been seeing pretty much over and over again. Go0dy tried that cheese tactic. It didn't work out with the Reaper and all that kind of stuff in the beginning. Snute is just looking bulletproof right now.
Yep. So for those of you who have just joined the stream, let me introduce the players. Here they are, spawning in the bottom right corner on the very old style map, Ohana, which means cucumber, spawns
Liquid Snute.
And cool as cucumber also here in the top left position. His name is
ESC Go0dy.
Exactly, and we all know that a lot of goody goodness comes from him also. You know,
Ooh.
It is said that below this below this command center, the only reason why Blizzard had to block your camera so it cannot do any other twist than what I'm showing right now is because below this command center there are in fact balls of steel, and Blizzard just doesn't want to see you, doesn't want you to see them.
Yeah, and we have a cheese coming out of Go0dy. We have 2 racks proxy out in the map, not very far, but they're still there. The SCV is going into scout, will likely drop down a bunker, hopefully outside of the vision. The spawning pool is coming down, but the hatchery went down first.
But Go0dy
so
is
this is not the best situation for Snute to be in right now.
Go0dy is faking the usual scout timing, so Snute will not be suspecting a thing.
Yeah, Snute has not been able to get into the base at all. No scouting has been done, and he says, "Oh, okay, yep, there's a supply depot there. That's great."
And here we go. The first bunker is going right up. The second one will be placed quite shortly, but where it will? Yeah, I'm not really sure I agree with this
nice
position,
move
but
here.
Yeah,
He's gonna be able to be totally safe
the
for
Marines
melee
are in the
units
back,
here, and
but
that's
Zerglings,
all
I
that
think,
Zerglings have.
Cannot they get in through this small hole there? I mean,
I am pretty sure that they cannot get in. That is a wall.
we may proof test that later on, but anyway, Snute is now in some deep trouble. And what he will go for, and he just makes a spine crawler in the base. It seems he already sacrificed the natural. He wants to deal as much damage to the Marines because they won't heal up later on, so any shot of the Queen that he gets on the Marines is a gained advantage, and he goes for a counter-attack. However, Go0dy just walls in at the front. He doesn't have any sort of barracks in the main. He will have to fly those back to the base. There is nothing to defend. The supply depots will start to crumble quite shortly, but all of them have been built, and the barracks now flying in. Is that as a mistimed return to the base? I'm not sure.
He should be able to repair that and just keep the Zerglings out of his base. But in the meantime, Snute has lost his natural expansion. The spine crawl a little bit further back. The Marines could try to make a push into here, but it's just them. The only thing that's going on right now are these Marines. And that is all. They have to get it done, or they have to go home and defend. But there's no reinforcements coming. Here's the big attack. He's moving in. It might be a little bit premature. I mean, a lot of damage has been done. He might want to just hold off for a bit. And we're going to have to see how this works out.
but a lot of damage doesn't mean that you know, you have won the game.
Oh, spine crawler placement's off.
Oh, that's a bad feeling. Got a bad feeling for this. Snute, you got to be more careful now. This bunker got abandoned. You can just switch Marines between the bunkers if you just rally them from one to the other. But it seems Go0dy is saying, okay, whew, enough. I've done the damage. I'm cool. I still have my balls of steel. So why don't I get back home and try to improve on the advantage I have right now?
Yeah, but you know what's hilarious? As usual, Go0dy is coming in. He does his harass. It goes pretty well, and Snute still has the supply lead. Snute still has the worker lead, and the only thing that Snute doesn't have is an army lead, and he's got 2 spine crawlers to make up for that. So this is going to be, I mean, it's pretty much a wash at this point.
Yeah, the main point of Snute being so successful, we still don't know if he's going to win this, but behind all of this, he wasn't producing Zerglings like a madman. No, he was just still droning, and that aspect may have just saved him his butt.
Definitely possible. Snute going for the 3rd again, and Go0dy does get this. The one thing that Go0dy does have, he has this natural expansion down in a reasonable time. And I wonder if we're going to see.
Go0dy is going for a triple command center. Now that's a good follow-up, by the way, because what can you expect of a Zerg that has just been cheesed? Well, to get back the hatchery, to get back and perhaps take the 3rd. Now, this is going to be dangerous. This expansion of Snute will get cancelled or destroyed.
He only had 7 Zerglings. He did not scout this coming. He wasn't controlling his watchtower. He didn't have the creep spread far enough to be able to see. At this point in time, it's difficult to do.
Go0dy perfectly capitalizing on his advantage right now. This expansion will go down a second before it gets complete. Such a bad position for Snute right now. So even though he has a worker advantage, that will not last for so long. The option Snute has right now is to immediately switch to some all-in, and he may just be doing that. He's going for lair, he's going for gas on the natural. He may switch straight to mutas or maybe in the banelings.
Yeah, he's continuing to spread out the creep here to keep tabs on this little task force of Marines. But Go0dy doing a great job getting aggressive in the beginning of the game. Not making any units is Snute just yet. He's going up to his lair. He's getting his +1/+1 with his Zergling speed, and he's spreading out his creep. So he doesn't seem too worried about getting that 3rd base right away. But he's going up to 3 geysers on 2 base, and he's going to have the +1/+1 finishing. There's the 14 links that will be clearing out this little bit of force. And actually, really nice move. He's going to take his 3rd in this position over here, which is a little bit unorthodox, but it's going to work out for him quite well because all of these Marines are just waiting to deny an expansion that's not coming for a while.
So anyway, while the debate about how to pronounce Snute continues on the chat, let us focus on the game itself. Like I said earlier, we have a bending nest coming right up. We also have the upgrades for the Zerglings. So even though Snute will not be doing this as an all-in, he will have a follow-up with his, additional 3rd base. He is still heavily intent on doing a ton of damage, and he wants to switch into the aggressive mode. Oh, a beautiful surround on the Marines! I haven't seen a more beautiful one in my life. All of them just go, lol, what? And then they're dead.
Yeah, that's 1/1 lings against no upgrades on the bio at all. 0 upgrade. Actually, Snute hasn't gotten an upgrade this game. I mean, Go0dy has not gotten an upgrade this game. And Snute is going for 2/2. If Go0dy doesn't start some upgrades soon, he's going to be at a 4 upgrade disadvantage in the next engagement. And that is incredibly difficult to deal with.
And Snute, he probably clicked on the minimap to move his Zerglings. He has lost some of them due to the siege tank fire, but he will have enough banelings, especially with the centrifugal hooks, to make sure those supply depots go in a second. And, he's already establishing his 4th base. So, good old Snute.
Good old Snute indeed, getting up his 4th base, like you said. And this creep spread is absolutely stellar. It was held back for a long time from that attack, but now that aggression is over and Go0dy is back in his base where Snute wants him to be, he's taking the map again.
Now, I just wonder, because you know what problem Go0dy has right now. His map awareness is 0. It's freaking 0. He doesn't know where the enemy forces are. He doesn't know what Snute is switching into. He doesn't know that Snute is taking, oh my god, a 5th base. So Go0dy right now doesn't know a thing. I wonder why didn't he move out with the Vikings, but I guess that question will not.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Bless you. Oh my, I was so scared. I for a second
Yes,
there.
I was a
Anyway,
demon.
uh-oh. Hellbat's getting surrounded by Zerglings, but it will not be enough. The Marines were a nice cannon fodder, but the Zergling mass will just be taken down. Snute has changed his mind in terms of what he's going for, so he still did the Centrifugal Cooks upgrade, but he saw that Go0dy is perhaps too heavily fortified and he just let that attack go. Now what he will be switching into the Swarm Locust. The Swarm Host. Ah, I never remember which one is which
Hellbats
one.
almost want to be surrounded by Zerglings. They're like, hey, could you please flank me and surround me on all sides? I would appreciate a
Come and
flank
hug,
on
baby!
me. Yeah, I mean, it pretty much just shuts down the idea of flanking. Really nice here. He's gonna... Oh, he actually almost made that one out, but he did not. Really nice gonna be cleaning up this creep. But Snoot's gonna, in the meantime, send out a small task force of Zerglings to clean this base up, kill a bunch of
but Go0dy is moving across the map, and this is going to get hairy for Snute. I mean, you know, if he trades his bases effectively, that's still cool, but we are having a switch into Ultralisk. Wow, I mean, what is this? Snute, what are you doing?
Yeah, Ultralisk, Zergling, Infestor, very, very strong late game composition, ZVT. And looks like he's going to be going for that. The upgrades are insane. He's going to be at 3-3 really, really quickly.
Uh-oh, and the Zergling's Bannings go in. Oh, and will the siege tanks do enough damage? No, they won't. They were still focusing on a Vespene Geyser, and this is why... Oh, this is why Go0dy survives. Oh my god, I'm not sure how he did that.
Yeah, Zerglings just can't go up against the Hellbat. It does not work. And they have +1 attack now, so it really, really doesn't work. Also, a lot of those Banelings went off on the Thors, which is not what, not the optimal area. The Hellbats are still considered light, so the Banelings will
and the
extra damage
Hellbats
to them.
dropped in the natural, just picking off a couple of drones here and there, and oh, yum yum yum, the Banelings just chewed it up all.
Yep. If Snute can manage to get out some ultras, he'll be in a really good position, but the issue is he's being locked away from his 2 bases on the left side, so he can't do much with them. He's stuck on 3 base. Here it is. He's going to be coming in here with the 5 queens.
And the Hellbat drop may have been an error. Yes, now there's nothing to deal with all those Zerglings, and the queens say, hey, yo. And that's how the siege tanks went. Now, there were a couple of pigeons that were scared by this attack. We can see them flying around the creep. They will become infested pigeons later on, but now Snute will have to deal with this another pressure. It seems he cannot break the front of Go0dy with what he has. He has to focus on the defenses, but Go0dy has a superior strength on the map right now.
Yeah, really nice move over here. He's gonna take this base, but in the meantime, Snoot's going to say, okay, you take that base, I'm just going to move my drones to this other base that I have on the entire opposite side of the map. And if you walk all the way across there, I'll kill you with Ultralisks. They're going to be 3-5 Ultralisks coming out, meaning 3 attack, 5 defense, 5 armor. Very, very powerful against pretty much anything that's on the ground. Ooh, big Hellbat move over here. Snoot's not reacting. All of his drones are being roasted. He's still not reacting. He's distracted by the attack in the middle of the map. Lost a lot of workers there.
Yeah, it's like realizing your kitchen is on fire because you felt smoke. It is already too late to deal with it. Now Go0dy is being surrounded. A couple of ultras. Will they deal enough damage? The 4s are doing awesome job, but the queens are
really
healing
nice
the ultra. Oh, well, there is not much. Oh, not much transfuse left. There is a single 4 left against a couple of queens. Now queens don't do heavy damage, but you know, in the numbers, they are just cool enough.
Yeah, again, we see this another battle where the queens have to finish up what the army started. Very nice. And as soon as one push is done, Go0dy comes out with another push. Not relenting.
Oh, my production facilities were still producing. I have a bunch of siege tanks and Hellbats in my base. What do I do with them now?
Hellbats are just so ridiculously cost-effective against the Zerglings. It's difficult to deal with. Making this move in over to the base on the left. In the meantime, we have a counterattack.
So, what will happen now, Jack?
Well, I mean, Snute is going to be coming in right here. He needs to put the depots up, but he's not going to. He completely misses
didn't
it.
close the gate, and again the Gandalf melon action here, and Snute is just going inside the Terran's main. He will be able to deal so much more damage than he was supposed to. Go0dy with just oh my god, Go0dy with just a couple of critical missteps with his unit's supply depot, putting up and down, and you know, he seems to be winning all the battles, but what can you do?
We're going into a base race. He's pulling all of his drones. He's trying to escape. He's going to attack with all of his drones. I don't know about that decision right there.
Yeah.
I think that was a bit of a mistake. Yeah, he's going to run out, and everything on the map is dying on either side. So both players are going to win here, but there's no liftoff. I don't know what's going on. There's no liftoff from
not
Go0dy.
lifting up? He has to save at least a couple of his expansions to get back to the game. He seemed to have cleared up the main Ultra army in the main, but oh, the
nothing that shoots up. I don't get it. He has nothing that shoots up. Nothing that can hurt him if he lifts off his buildings. He's going to try to hold with 2 Thors and a siege tank. That's not going to work.
And a Hellbat. That Hellbat will win this battle, I tell you. The Zerglings are already going down like marshmallow, but no, not really cool. And now Snute is losing his main, losing the hive. That will be sealing the deal. I think Go0dy has it, although why he is not lifting up? Now's the lift up time. Yeah, I mean, okay.
Yep, so the army for Snute is just really small right now, and that's the problem in a base race. You need a big army, you need a mobile army, and he has neither of those things right now. Go0dy with a stronger army, if they go head-to-head, he's in trouble. But there's no buildings out on the map. If he had units that could shoot in the air, Snute would have this, but
now the problem that Go0dy will have is that he doesn't have scans, and with scans he would be able to get rid of a lot of creep, and that would just be so useful for securing additional bases. Now with this sick creep spread of Snute, he is just everywhere, and Go0dy's choices in terms of expansions are just extremely limited right now. But Go0dy seems to be going for the main engagement anyway. He doesn't care. He has the superior army size, you know, 50 supply against 15, 17. Anyway, siege tanks engaging with the Ultra, and it's being healed like crazy, but sorry, the healers just run out of mana, and you have to run back.
This is it.
GG, and Go0dy claims his first game this series, and he is not out of the tournament yet. So, anyway, that was intense, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had a couple of queens to shoot some stuff down, but I mean, in the end, I thought Snute was looking really good, but he wasn't able to stay cost effective. Just the Hellbats over and over and over and over and over again, just roasting the Zerglings, and you just kept making Zerglings. I don't know. I could be wrong. I feel like some sort of a switch needs to happen. Oh, absolutely.
That was a superb game of Go0dy and of Snute as well. So anyway, guys, we'll be going into a 3-minute commercial break, which helps us support the prize pools and the free giveaways, which we'll still intend on doing free Heart of the Swarm every single stream. That's our main goal for this year. So anyway, we'll be back after a short commercial break. Thank you for supporting us. I was just about to give you the best introduction of all times when suddenly this happened. You have left the game. No, I did not at least willingly. So the game is going to be rehosted quite soon. No commercial break this time, so woohoo, we cheer up. Now, since I have a couple of minutes to talk with you, I just wanted to express my greatest thanks for supporting us if you're watching the ads, because the well, at least some money that we get from the advertisers helps us to make all those events. We are doing a Heart of the Swarm League every month for $1,000 prize pool for the best 8 players that you're just watching right now. More than that, every week we tend to have 2 show matches for $125 each. More than that, every single stream we give away a free Heart of the Swarm copy. So I mean, you know, this is all a big investment, and you know, if you're watching commercials, then you're helping us grow, and you're helping us get all that money back to the community again. So so anyway, you can feel awesome about that. You're helping StarCraft grow very directly. Or would you disagree with that, Jack?
Yeah, I would have to disagree. You know, people playing StarCraft is just... I mean, why would people even play StarCraft? It's only the best game in the entire world, you know?
Yeah.
Of course people would play StarCraft. I mean, what else would you do?
So, anyway,
nothing, exactly.
Thank you for coming in such a high number. If you have any advice how I could become a better caster, just go to my...
Or I could become a better caster?
Oh, yes. Jack as well. I was just going to go about that. You kind of stole my thunder, you know? I mean...
Sometimes I do that.
Yeah, sometimes you do that.
I didn't mean to butt in.
Yeah. So if you want to let us know how to become better casters, just go there to the Team Liquid thread and let us know what should we improve. I mean, we are here dedicated to becoming the best casters we can do. I intend to become a professional caster, full-time caster as well, if I manage this year. That is my life's objective right now. But anyway, here we have, spawning in the bottom right corner on GSL Star Station. His name is...
Liquid Snute.
Now, in the top right corner on the same map, unfortunately, he will have to conquer it all or fail tremendously. His name is...
ESC Goody.
Right. There is a very good piece of advice on the chat: download a new accent. Unfortunately, that's a very difficult thing to do right now, since I'm not even a native English speaker, and for now I am just trying to be as good with English as possible. Later on, I will just worry with the accent, so worry not, guys.
Yeah, it's not like you can just all of a sudden start talking in a different accent. I mean, it's not exactly that easy. It's not just you snap your fingers and there it is, a different accent.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like that, you know. But you got to cut him some slack. I mean, I mean, English ain't his first language or nothing, so you know he doesn't have those skills yet. The skills are gonna come. The skills are gonna come. It just take some time, you know.
And that reminds me of a story that you know, every Sunday after church, my dad used to make me watch Bonanza, and. And for those of you who know what movie did I copy that quote from, you are special. But
special people in the chat. How we got a CC first from Go0dy, so really getting that economy going. Snute playing it safe as well, going for the hatch in the pool. Nothing too risky, no super early attacks or anything like that.
Yeah. So, so Go0dy, that's a very good way to play a next game after you started off with harassment, really, because your opponent, you know, Snute is a professional, so he will not get it into his head right away, but it still leaves that flavor on your tongue that, oh my god, I have just been cheesed. And once you've been cheesed and you have lost the game, you are wondering, well, will I be cheesed again? And then you tend to overreact on stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Always have that sort of mind game action with the best of X. You're always wondering. You always have that. The last game you just played is in the back of your mind, either consciously or subconsciously, and it's very difficult to avoid that that kind of reaction.
Yeah. So. So right now, Go0dy will be stabilizing his game with this expansion. Also, double gas, double extractor in the main. We don't see a factory yet, so it should come up quite soon. Yes, and there's a reactor only after the factory. And what we'll be seeing here, I would bet maybe one option with a mind play. Option number 2, we would have help good old style Hellions and then switch into a Banshee.
Yep, definitely a strong follow-up. I mean, it was something that was good in Wings of Liberty, and it's still good now. It is the classic Reactor Hellion style of play, and it is very, very nice.
You're exactly right, Jack. I mean, I don't
Surprised
know...
we know how many Reapers, though. The Reapers are really good in this map.
Yeah, the Reapers are cool, but how cool can... You know, there's a limit to how cool can you be.
Yeah, especially with that weapon. When you only have so much to work with the 4 damage. Not doing that well.
My god, you know,
Yeah.
and they start wondering why are they still doing this. It was past the time to retire, and now you're surrounded by Zergling, and the only thing you have is the
Yeah, you know, it's like a Zergling trying to take down destructible rocks. It just takes a long time.
Yeah, and at the base of that's
maybe
fancy.
Evo, maybe an evolution chamber. We'll have to see. Oh, or maybe just spreading creep. Oh, nice.
Yes, and
no,
he
it's gonna
managed.
get denied though.
Oh,
Man, it is a good thing. Oh, that goody. Oh, there's still a spot left.
Oh.
One little tiny piece of creep. Oh, that was a nice try. That was a nice try by Snute. Unfortunately, he got a little bit too aggressive with the first placement. If he had pulled back just a little bit, he would have got away with that. But as it is,
Yeah,
Goody managed to spot it. Wow, I was lucky.
And that queen just tried spewing at the ground, you know, to get the last second of the creep so she can place the creep tumor, but it just did not work. It refused to work. And the queen will go down. Unfortunately, the way is so long for her back home that she probably won't make it. And then she goes splat.
Yep, does not do well with long treks off creep. Needs the creep to be moving. In the meantime, though, we have the roach speed coming up. We also have drops on the way for Snute. So no overlord speed though. There's the overlord speed. Hooray! Drops and overlord speed. Overlord speed a very, very fast upgrade, only 60 seconds to research.
Yeah. So right now, what do we have here? I mean, there are Hellions. We have a Banshee, and obviously Goody is planning for some harassment. Although I'm not sure how effective can that be against a player like Snute. We probably will see a couple of Banshees harassment at once. Yeah, I mean, Goody is switching to tech, that's obvious, but what his game plan is very difficult to say. No upgrades as of yet, just pure Banshees and Hellions right now with siege tanks.
Yep, Snute not going for the Ling heavy plays. These Hellbats aren't going to be nearly as effective as they were last game.
But Snute is going for a multiple, you know, drop in the main of the Goody, and that just made me mumble. But the overload speed is already done. The ventral sacks, coming right up.
See it coming yet? Oh, this Hellion could have went over and saw it, but he did not. Did not. Here we are. Here we have it. Directly into the main.
They are going straight for the main. Yes, they are. And he teaches them to Goody. I'm not sure why he unloads in the middle of siege tanks. He could just go for the worker line. Oh, but there are so many Hellbats right now. It will be very difficult.
He has nothing that attacks the air. He can just do this all day. He has no
Hello!
Thors. Oh, one Thor is coming out here. But in the meantime, he's going to try and make him think that it's a fake.
Oh, and the front was
before.
open. Oh my god, this is not looking good for Goody right now. The front was completely open. And Goody has to back away into the main. He only has siege tanks to deal with this. But this expansion is going to get focused right now, and the overlords just troll around, flying over those trilled SCVs and trying to spew creep on them. And Snute taking this natural. Oh dear goodness.
Yep. I mean, Goody really needs this base. It's he's gonna be able to bunker down pretty well. He has these siege tanks and all, but we have drop capability from Snute, so he's just gonna be able to run in here, go past all the defenses, and drop.
And he's going in for it, although how many roaches will make it out of the Ohana bitch is trying to be very difficult. And oh my god, he clears it up all, and Goody falls out of the tournament. Whoa! Whoa,
Really
not
well played by
like
Snute
that. Not like that, I mean...
Oh,
Oh...
that's exactly like that. That is precisely like that how it happened.
If I were supposed to be killed, I would like to die with a gun in my hand, doing the orc voice, you know, die! And then someone would shoot me in the head. That would be a perfect heroic death, but Go0dy died because he had his front open. That's not so good. And you know, if we check the bracket right now, Go0dy falls out of the tournament, and the guy who's left standing is obviously Snute, and Go0dy will face Go0dy will just, you know, face oblivion really, but Snute is going here further in the lower bracket. Now who will be falling from the upper bracket, we don't know yet. That is going to be determined next Tuesday, so you know, if you're following us, make sure you tune in next Tuesday. We're going to have the last 2 remaining matches of the upper bracket, I believe. And you know, what's going to happen? I'm not so sure. Go0dy falling out, losing 3-1. That's yeah, bad for the karma, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have a lot of ZVTs coming up. I'm just thinking right now, YML is the last Protoss hope in this tournament.
No.
He's gonna have a hard road ahead of him. He's gonna have to try and push through. Not going to be easy. And I'm rooting for him. Yep.
Yeah. We have to believe in the last. We always, you know, we always cheer for the guy who has, or for the race who has least chances in the tournament. That's who we are. We always cheer to the losing side, and then, you know, it's the biggest surprise when it wins.
Yeah, I'm always rooting for the underdog. I'm all about it.
Exactly. So anyway, guys, make sure you stay, because we'll be going to a short break right now. We need to thank the players for coming and showing us such good games. It will be a bad day to say Go0dy goodbye from the tournament, but you know, we got to do this. And after this stream, you know, at the end of the stream, we still have the free Heart of the Swarm giveaway. We do that every single stream, so make sure you stay, and maybe you will just get a free Heart of the Swarm copy or Wings of Liberty. Just, you know, if you have yours already, just give that to your grandma or your sister or your friends, whoever, so they try to fiddle around with the game. Maybe they will get hooked in. And we've already given out around 30 Heart of the Swarm copies, and we intend on giving out free HOTS copy every stream from now on, forever ever after. So anyway, you have been watching YGo's TV. My name is Yegwen. With me casting is the Jackatag. If you follow us on all the social media, which you can find there and on the chat, I believe, then you can help us become professional casters. So we would really appreciate that. Anyway, we'll be back after our commercial break, so don't go anywhere.